Hi Dennis and Lana. The purpose of this video is to go over the design boards that I sent you and to explain the process of why I chose certain things and why I decided to use certain finishes and stuff like that, and hopefully to answer any questions that you guys might have. So as you're watching this video, I recommend you pull up the design boards and the CAD layouts that I emailed you, and we can kind of go over everything one by one. Let's just start with the family room option. I gave you two different design boards for the family room. I know we mentioned that we were going to just kind of figure out the layout in the beginning, kind of figure out what size sofas to do, and then we can go to different local stores to find ones that you love and that are comfortable for you. So these options that I have on the board are actual pieces that I have sourced online, but I just put them here to give you an idea of what it would look like to mix different finishes, different colors of upholstery, mixed with leathers, mixed with patterns. So in this first one, I did a leather sofa as the sofa across from the fireplace and the built-ins. I know that Lana, that you were really concerned about having all that space behind the sofa, but I still do recommend placing the sofa on the carpet. I think one of the main reasons why you're feeling like the space is so disjointed is because the sofa was pulled back so far, and so it was kind of awkward to be having conversations with people. So I think it's fine. You are going to have some extra space behind the sofa, but you have that table there, which helps up to take up some more room, and it's just kind of the way the layout of the house is. I think it's more important to have your living room be functional and be in a good layout than to worry about that dead space behind the sofa. So for the back sofa, I chose I laid it all out in CAD and decided that a size 85 inches in length or equivalent, give or take a few inches here or there, that's fine, is probably the best size to give enough space for walking between the sofas and for walking between the wall with the windows. I did have room to put one side table, which I thought would be great to add a table lamp to help with layered lighting, and it really helps the space to kind of feel connected. I did put a leather sofa in here. It's a little bit different of a color than what you currently have, but I think leather really complements the space, and I love adding rich textures to other upholstery. So I think it's great. It gives contrast against the lighter sofa, but it also adds depth and dimension with the leather. So on that side, I chose leather. I did add a rug. I know you already have carpet there, but rugs just really help to ground the space and to make it feel cohesive, and they add so much like interest through their colors and patterns. I love this one. The rugs that I sourced are mostly from Pottery Barn. They are an investment. However, they will last forever, and they're soft. There's so many places out there that you can get cheap rugs, like Costco, for instance, but they will last you a year and then you have to throw them away. And they buckle and they bunch and they never lay flat, and it's really frustrating. So if you choose a piece that that is an investment and that is something that you can keep forever, that you'll be so much more happier with it. I did add a coffee table. I really think a coffee table helps the space to feel more intimate and more comfortable. This one has black metal with a marble top, which I really love. I am a huge proponent for contrast. I think contrast really is what makes a design feel cohesive instead of falling flat. If there's no contrast and everything's kind of the same tones, then I feel like it really feels one note and kind of monotone. So I love adding in the black to contrast with the rug and with the lighter sofa. I kept the coffee table the same on both design boards, but again, I wrote the size in there, so if we want to try and find something else that's equivalent, that's great too. Moving on to the other sofa, this one I felt like was a good size to stick with, 65 inches in length. I think it would be nice to have a cream or a light colored sofa over on this side. Just because it really mixes in, it brings some softness to the space, and it's nice to mix in a different fabric and upholstery. I didn't put a side table on this one because we went a little bit bigger on the back sofa. So to keep the walking space a good distance, we just placed a floor lamp on the other side. With the chairs, I did swivel chairs. I thought it was a great idea that Dennis had to do swivel chairs so that way they can move and be more comfortable when you're watching TV. These ones are navy. I thought bringing in a color to the design was really beautiful, and blues are always such a pretty color that go with any kind of design, and the traditional or transitional designs, which what we have done for your home, I think will be really pretty. These ones are a great size, and I've placed them in front of the windows with a small side table in between to help aid in the comfort. The artwork that I have chosen for your wall, since it is a very large wall, I thought it would be nice to have a trio of artwork on there. And I have also placed 2 battery-powered wall sconces. Sorry, the jets are flying overhead if you can hear those. They get really loud by my house. I have placed 2 sconces above. Now these are sconces that do not need to be hardwired. They're battery powered, so you charge them with a little USB charger. I use these all the time because they're beautiful. They actually work. They have a little switch toggle that you can just toggle on and off, but they just make artwork and that area on the wall feels so much more custom. I love them. They are so easy to use, and even if you don't ever turn them on, I just think it really helps to finish off that space. The wall is large, and so I have chosen to do size 24 by 30. We even could probably go up another size to 30 by 40 if you really want to make a statement. But these pictures are just very neutral in style, where they're just landscape pictures. They're little watercolors. I think they're beautiful. I think they go well with the colors and the current tones in your house. If you don't love these are sourced off of a website called Minted. It is one of my favorite art websites to get artwork, and I really feel like there are other pieces on there that you could find something you love if you don't love these ones. So I think we've talked about everything on board 1. So let's move over to living room 2. This one has a little bit more of a lighter feel. The rug is a little bit more dramatic in feel and a little bit bolder colors. But the furnishings are lighter. I chose a gray sofa. This sofa that I chose kind of reads a little blue, but it is meant to be gray. So I think adding in a gray sofa is a great option for this space. If we don't do a leather, a gray upholstery mixed with a cream upholstery is another great option. And then I switched out the swivel chairs for these. These are also navy accent chairs with wood base. The sides of the chairs have caning, which is really pretty and adds another just pretty layer to the space. I switched out the artwork on this one. These ones are like botanical prints. Same thing, same feel. There's not a lot of difference on here, but it just kind of gives you an idea of what the space would look like if you switched out different finishes for the sofas and the chairs. I hope I answered any questions you have on the living room. Again, we can take these dimensions and we can go shop and go look and see what you love and what feels comfortable to you. And if you love any of these things on the design boards, I've given you all the links so you can buy them as you want as well. Let's move on to the office board number 1. I did again put a rug in here. I love rugs just because they just really add so much to a space. So I loved this one. It's a floral one, but it has more gray tones in it, which will look beautiful with what you already have in your home. You mentioned you wanted a sleeper sofa, Lana, and I did find that all sleeper sofas are kind of around the same size, which is around 83 to 85 inches in length. So that doesn't give us a ton of room to work with on both sides of the sofa when we place it against the wall. I know you mentioned you're wanting to take the shelving and break it up and possibly put those flanking the sofa, and I did put that on board 2. However, that leaves not very much room at all on both sides, so it's kind of squished on that wall. So just keep that in mind if you do choose to do that. It will fit, but it does take up pretty much the entire wall. So on this first one, I recommend just flanking the sofa with a side table and a floor lamp. And then we can take your treasures that you have in that current shelving unit and place them on side tables, and we can place them in the built-ins in your living room and just kind of up throughout your home to display them in other ways. I got a dark wood desk, which I think is beautiful. It has beautiful detailing to put against that back wall with room to hang a TV above it, like you guys were saying. I did add a coffee table just because I think it really helps to aid in the comfort of the space, which I'm assuming is going to mainly be used for a sofa. So when you're in there relaxing, it's nice to have a coffee table in there to really balance it out and to not make it feel like a sofa is just kind of floating against that wall. It has brass and marble detailing, which I think is a little bit more feminine, since Lana said she would kind of be using this room more, which I really like, and it gives it another layer of some texture to the space. I found some upholstery fabric options for your rocker. I think it's great to add in a stripe. It gives a nice contrast against the floral in the rug, but I also think a stripe for a fabric is pretty timeless. So when you upholster this rocker, it's in a fabric that you can keep forever, and it's not something that you're going to grow tired of. I did source another piece of artwork to be hung above the sofa. I think it really is just another beautiful soft piece that will bring in a great feel to the room. Let's move over to the office number 2. Like I mentioned before, I did put these shelving units in here. These are the same. I measured out the ones you have, so it's the exact same size on the AutoCAD drawing. So just so you know, if you do decide to move those over there, it will be a little bit tight, but you can make it work. I switched out the rug, something a little bit more darker, so there's more contrast against the sofa, which I love. I love contrast, which is a great option. And then also I chose a different coffee table. Has some wood and metal detailing, kind of a geometric feel, which is really fun. I switched the desk out to something lighter, so we don't have a lot of dark tones going on with the shelving flanking it, which I think is another great option. And I kept the fabric options the same because I think they go well with both rugs and both design options. I think that's about it. I hope I've answered any questions you might have. Look everything over. Let me know if you have any questions. And again, like I said, I have given you the links and the emails to everything on these boards. If you want to buy anything now, that's great. That's wonderful. I did email you my trade discount codes. Sometimes they can be confusing to figure out how to use it because every website is a little bit different. So if you would like me to order them, I am more than happy to do that. You can give me a list of the things you want ordered and I can just order them and have them sent to your house. I have no problem doing that. I do that for a lot of my clients. But if we want to take these designs and go to some different local retail stores and try and pick out some big pieces of furniture, then I think that's a great option. This gives us a good roadmap to start with. And if there's kind of a direction that you love more, if you love the leather option, if you think you'd like a more upholstered feel, I think it's really great adding in a navy to the space as well. Then we can go from there. So I will talk to you soon. Just contact me and let me know when you're ready to move forward with the next step, and I will talk to you then. Thanks. See you guys.